Tennis Canada recently announced its partnership with Beneva, Canada's largest mutual insurance company, to continue their mental health initiative, the Mental Timeout. I am now joined by Valerie Tetreault, the first female tournament director of the Omnium Banque Nationale in Montreal, to speak more on this partnership and the initiative. Valerie, thank you so much for joining me. Tell us more about the Mental Timeout initiative now that it's headed into a second year and what this partnership means.
Well, it means a lot. I think, last year the importance was to start doing something for mental health and the athletes' well-being. And so I think we had the right platform with the National Bank Open to start acting on that. And now, obviously, with this new partnership with Beneva, we're creating a little bit more resources. And the goal is to, be better, do a little bit more again for the players, for the fans, because, as you know, it's something that's a high priority. And obviously, it's something that we talk about more and more. Just last week, I was reading about the player Amanda Anisimova, an American player who needs to take a break because of mental health issues. And I think, it's something that we're going to continue seeing, obviously, at all level of the sports.
Absolutely. And we saw different elements to the program last year, like tennis therapy and the positive pledge. Can you give us some insight as to how those came together?
Yes. So in terms of, I'll start maybe with the positive court pledge, because I absolutely like this initiative. So the goal was really to kind of like force a conversation about mental health, but about also the importance of creating a safe and a positive environment for the players. So what we want basically is for people who are part of this tournament, who are either watching the tournament on site, but maybe also at home on TV, or even just following the action on social media, to understand the role that they need to play in creating that safe and that positive environment. Tennis is an individual sport, so when you show up on court, you can be vulnerable, and we never know. But some players sometimes are dealing with some issues that we don't know about. Sometimes they had, just like us, a very bad day at work, but obviously they have that bad day at work in front of a lot of people. And so we want the fans to understand that, respect that, and be a little bit more positive, especially, I would say, on social media and on the web, where we've seen a lot of bullying of the athletes. And I think in the end, if we're able to do that, then everybody will benefit from it, because with a more positive environment, the players will feel a little bit better and will be able to play better, which will bring a better show in the end on the court.
Yeah, and I remember seeing last summer at the National Bank Open when Bianca Andreescu was there, and they had all the signatures of the positive pledge on the wall, and so she's one of the ambassadors for this program, along with Alexis Galarno and Rob Shaw. What does that mean for the representation of Canadian tennis and the environment of the sport?
It's great to have ambassadors like the three of them, because the first thing that they do is that they showed maybe the younger athletes and all athletes that it's okay to talk about it, and that we should all feel comfortable talking about it. And I think you spoke about Bianca, but that's why she was the first ambassador of this initiative last year. At the beginning of the year, she spoke pretty openly about some of the struggles that she went through, getting actually close to thinking about retiring from the sport. And she's so young; she has so much potential. We know all the great things that she can do, and so just the fact that now, more and more, you can talk about it without necessarily being judged, but it just needs to bring, obviously, the right support, the needed support. And so that's why it was so important. This year, we wanted more ambassadors because the first thing we were trying also to show was that it's not a problem that you see, or an issue that you see only on the women's circuit. You can also be a men player and struggle with mental health issues. And so we're really happy that Alexis Galarno, was open to becoming an ambassador, and with Rob being our top wheelchair player, we feel like now we have the right representation at all levels.
I really love that. And last thing before I get you out of here, you are the first woman to be the tournament director in Montreal. What does that mean to you, and what has your experience been like so far?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I never thought in my life that I would be the first woman to do anything, and so it kind of like came as a surprise. I guess my first reaction to that was a little bit that I I'm just hoping that in a couple years from now, that won't even be necessarily like a statistic that we need to mention because there will be more women acting as tournament director. But obviously, like it's a great honor. It's a great challenge. Really looking forward to my first tournament. I've been at Tennis Canada a long time, and so I've been involved, obviously, with the National Bank Open many times. But this is going to feel a little bit new, a little bit like living my first tournament again, and I'm really excited. I think the women's game is in a great place right now. We see it with the quality of tennis. There's some rivalries that are kind of like building up, and so I'm anxious to welcome the top players in August.
Well, I'm excited. I'll be in Montreal this year, so I can't wait to see you as well. Thank you so much for joining me for this interview.
My pleasure, and looking forward to seeing you this summer.